come out throwing here to start the drive. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Right away, they rack up 10 yards on their first play from scrimmage.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Opening carry of the game for Cordero Patterson. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
Quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Back to throw here. Open man is Kyle Pitts, his tight end. And he is going to have a Falcons 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
A very solid gain of 27.
Although he's picked in the 3rd round, Desmond Ridder was actually the 2nd quarterback drafted in 2022. Might not have that 1st-round label, but we saw him make plenty of 1st-round throws while at the University of Cincinnati. He's a quick thinker who reads defense as well, and with all he led the Bearcats to, the Falcons also know they picked up a proven winner.
1st and 10, it's Patterson. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the 1st down run. He gets maybe 3.
Well, there's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing the throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the 1st down. And don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
They'll look to throw here. To the sideline, he's got the catch, and he kept the feet in bounds. Well done. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. And defensively, these corners struggled last week. They're struggling again here early on the opening drive.
And you know that was not unnoticed on tape. So when they saw their struggle last week, guaranteed they went right into the game plan, attack them early, see if they're going to play any better, and if not, you keep the pressure on them until things change.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
They certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. Chase Claypool, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Falcons are on the board first on the road here in L.A. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And now the Rams are going to halt things as they want a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 1st quarter. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Out of the end zone, it's Tutu Atwell. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
The Rams take over 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
Stafford and the Rams come up 1st and 10 at their own 15. Play action. Stafford trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by A.J. Terrell. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. So Charles already down 7-0 early. They opt to take a shot there on the first play of scrimmage, but that plan backfires.
That feels a little bit like last week's loss lingering into this game, doesn't it? You know, you're down 7 already. You lost last week. It's almost like they were trying to get it all back in one shot, trying to take a big chunk play right out of the gate.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Touchdown, Falcons! Anthony Firkser, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Falcons are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Koo able to connect on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Atwell now from his end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
The Rams take over 1st and 10 at their own 18.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And Charles, it's kind of gut check time. Look, I know it's early, first quarter, just their second drive of the game, but they've already thrown the interception, given up the score. You're down double digits. They got to figure out something, and pretty quickly here.
No doubt about it. And when we look at that sideline, I'm sure you're observing the same thing I am. I don't like the body language at all. They look like they're in a state of stunned disbelief. So to me, we always talk about someone stepping up and making a big play. I think it would behoove them if multiple guys step up and make big plays right now. They need something positive to happen, and they need for it to happen now.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Stafford. And he fires one that's intercepted. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line.
Well, they're certainly not giving much help to their defense, are they? Because for the second time now, that D has had to run back out on the field early after an interception. And remember, on the last drive, the opposing side took it in for 6 after that interception.
Come on, set. Michael, 3-3.
They go play action here on 1st down. And this will be well too low for him to bring in. It's incomplete.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnovers, and they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here.
Touchdown! Chase Claypool. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Falcons take a 3-touchdown lead. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And it's now 21-0.
Falcons 21, Rams 0.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. Atwell now from his end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
1st and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you...
Stafford for the 3rd time is intercepted. Picked up by Richie Grant. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens,
and he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. Odell Beckham, 37 yards, as his guys Buckeyes have opened up a very comfortable lead. Koo able to connect on the extra point, and it is 28-0. So this not what we expected. 28-0 here in the first as another kickoff is away. Atwell now from his end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
At their own 21-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Now this throw caught left side, and they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. 23 yards to pick up there.
First down. Middle. First and 10 at the 43-yard line.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. Excellent play there by Arnold Ebiketie to meet him behind the line for a loss. So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. Throwing is Stafford. He's got his target. It's the tight end, Tyler Higbee. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 38-yard line. A good pickup there, a 22. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 38. Now the first carry for Cam Akers. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
2nd and 10.
Off the fake to Akers. Here's Stafford. That's out to the flat for Akers.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. We are in for a good one as we're through one on EA Sports. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. Now it's Stafford. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
The 3rd down battle won by Atlanta's defense. Solid coverage.
Fourth down, and we go from one Matt to another. Stafford heads off. Matt Gay gets set for the Rams field goal.
It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. And Gay knocks this one through, and that drops a deficit from 28 to 25.
So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
Well, partner, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Yellow, go. Red.
On second down, a run with Patterson.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
The passing game's been working quite well so far, but the running game's been a little bit of a struggle, and that's a surprise to me. Typically, when you can throw it, you've opened up lanes for your runners.
Ready,
The
ready.
Rams calling on their nickel set here defensively for third down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he'll complete this one to Patterson. And he's going to be out of bounds right at midfield. The end result, 21 yards.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even third down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
And the Rams got him. They bring him down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
That's a pretty darn good start to this season, huh? A sack in the opener, adds a second one here. That tells you about his offseason. He came in determined to have a big year, and it's paying off.
Buying time to his left. He'll let it go deep for Beckham. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete.
And they're going to get this down inside the 15. We saw this plenty last year in college. He loved to take his shots downfield, and that throw, that was a thing to behold there.
And he made that look effortless, didn't he? I mean, he's had a great game throwing the football. This is going to add to his yardage total in a big way. It's one thing to be accurate on your short and intermediate throws, but when you're hitting the bombs like those, look out.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Oh, it's intercepted. He was trying to get it to Ridley. Picked off by Jalen Ramsey.
And the Rams are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
Absolutely a golden opportunity missed there to add to their lead and really cap off an impressive drive because they've got the advantage and plenty of time to add to it. But on the flip side, plenty of time for an opposing comeback as well. So when you have the chance to distance yourself from opposition so early, partner, you know you don't want to let it slip away.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Double right.
Off of play action, here's Stafford. He'll buy some time right. Got a man, it's Higbee complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A gain of 28 yards there and give him the first down.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Now a play fake and it's Stafford. Rush coming, and he's taken down. That was Patrick Peterson from his cornerback spot whirling in for the sack.
Back quite a ways here, facing 2nd and 19.
Another try after the first down sack. Stafford under pressure. They got him again.
And that's Grady Jarrett who forced his way through to register the sack. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front seven defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Falcons are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line.
Well, Charles, he's thrown 5 picks in a game before, and right now after that one, he's standing on number 4.
And right now, your defensive coordinator is asking the offense coordinator, can you do anything to slow this down? Because my guys have to keep running back out on the field. So play calling may come into it a little bit, maybe run the ball a little bit more. But a lot of it depends on the scoreboard. They may have to keep throwing it.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it's 2nd down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Second down at 6 now from the 42. Back to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs. Now a play fake here on first down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket, only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
They'll look to throw again. Looking sideline, incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did completions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
You've always been very good about checking my math. Am I correct? That's the first time that it's been incomplete when they've thrown it to him?
Yes, he had caught every other ball coming his way.
So they feel like they've got something really good going there, and they're going to continue to go there until the defense makes an adjustment and takes it away.
Well, they finally made an adjustment there. We'll see if they can build on that stop. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
Well, still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ball game, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive.
And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half and not in a close game in the fourth quarter, but you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback wants to witness again in this game.
Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick, or you say it's one interception, we're still in the first half, I'm about to do the same thing?
I think you want to avoid playing scared, and put it into the mind of the quarterback that you've lost confidence in him. Make sure you get some throws that he's going to be able to complete, make him feel good about himself, and continue to run your offense. One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And my goodness, another interception. And they'll have the ball set up in the red zone at the 16-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years, but here we go.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. 2nd and 6. No, scratch that. 2nd and 7.
And they go the wrong way here. Knocked back to the 20. It's a loss of 7. And now it's 3rd down. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, this from 37. And it bangs off the right upright, no good. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Rams set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail here as we resume play. No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
The CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Stafford.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
And now here is another interception.
And the Falcons will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line.
Partner, I see you reaching for the white flag. Put it down. I don't want you throwing it, but I understand why. Because if you do, you're hoping they might actually stop this game because we're in blowout territory right now. That interception just surrendered any momentum they built up in the locker room during halftime. So game plan, it's in the garbage. Time to try something new in this one.
A good start to the drive here as that's caught out on the left side. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
But they didn't ease into that drive right out of the turnover. They go for the big shot downfield and hit it. A lot of teams have that opportunity, but not every coach is going to greenlight that type of a play call. I love their aggressiveness.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Like blue. Hey, blue. 6, 7. Yo, blue. Ready?
On play action, they'll throw. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack. And it's 3rd down.
All right, let's give them a little bit of applause here. Good for them because this has been a defensive nightmare for them thus far. At least they're finally getting a couple of big plays. Won't make the scoreboard of the ride home easier, but one good moment to watch in film next week.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
And that's a nice job there because you got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And that will extend their lead even further.
Whatever was said in the locker room during the break must have worked. They forced the turnover. They didn't get the touchdown, Charles, but it does translate into 3 points to begin this second half.
Exactly as they discussed in the locker room at halftime. Get some points to get things kick-started. Now start your half off with some momentum. Gives you something to build on for your next possession.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Line of scrimmage, the 43 on 2nd and 4.
Hey!
Here's Stafford. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
But they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already. And it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
To the air again, Stafford. Middle of the field, it's Robinson.
And he is going to have a Rams first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. They'll run on first down with Akers.
And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
Troy Anderson, the man on the tackle.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll fake it. Now Stafford. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line.
Pass rusher extraordinaire, D Ford that time getting the sack. So now Stafford and the Rams after the sack. Now they're staring up at a 3rd and long.
Back to throw here. And able to find Higbee. It's complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 20-yard line. A big play there as they get the conversion on 3rd and 13. Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. 1st and 10 right. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
Another try after the first down sack. Stafford.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
It's a gain of 7.
5 men in the secondary now for the Falcons on 3rd down. To throw is Stafford. And it's intercepted at the goal line.
Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Falcons are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game. But that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day. They're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
First play of the drive, lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
So the punt goes for 56 with a decent return of 13.
And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away.
Taken from about the 12. And he returns this to the 22.
The Falcons take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. Well, the win for them at this point seems pretty assured. I mean, still a decent amount of time left here in the fourth quarter, Charles, but you got the football, you're up 3 scores. They have to be feeling really good about where they're at.
I love your observation skills, partner, because I think you saw them charge onto the field fired up about another chance to get into the end zone. Looks to me like this group is ready to crush any hope left on the opposing sideline, and they want to do it with some gusto, too.
Completion here to Claypool.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here.
Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game. And trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
That's good for 28 yards. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people pointed out to me, this is a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. It's caught. Beckham. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Rams' 17-yard line. A really nice pickup of 14 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Okay, ready?
This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's first and 10.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete.
And the Falcons are going to be looking at first and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football.
Patterson will get about halfway there as he takes this from the 4 down to the 2.
It's a gain of a couple, and it'll be second and goal. Good first step there defensively, but they're still knocking on the doorstep, so maybe another run here?
I think so, and one of my favorite coaches used to say, son, if you can darn near lay down near the end zone and get in, give me my best power running play with my best back right now.
From the 2 now, second and goal.
Ready?
Algier trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1.
A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and goal. They'll try to run with Patterson. Yeah, boy, a good surge defensively. It'll depend on the mark, but I'm not sure he got there. No gain on the play, and what to do now on 4th and goal.
It's now 4th.
Defense didn't budge on 3rd down. Now what are we going to see on 4th?
We are soon to find out, but does this feel like old school football or what?
Oh, yeah.
It's an old-fashioned goal line stand. I know what I would call on offense. I would go for it. And I want some type of a play where my quarterback has a chance to run it or throw it. I don't just want one static play.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Stafford, now a desperation throw deep downfield.
And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
On 1st down, Stafford here. And my goodness, another interception.
Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Falcons are going to take over once again at their own 25-yard line.
Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around the defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
At the 27-yard line.
Running the counter, Patterson.
Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
3rd down.
So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And it was a game where they were off and running in the first quarter, Charles, and never looked back.
You know, partner, after a while, we always say the same thing, don't we? They set the tone early, right? They started fast. So I asked a few of my horse racing friends, do you have a term for me that we can use to cover that? And they said, yeah. When a horse breaks out like that, you say he caught a flyer out of the gate. And that's exactly what this team did today. I mean, they jumped out there, jumped on them, and were never headed.
So for the Falcons...